Can I go through how many missed calls there has been year to date, as in financial year?
Missed calls.
Missed calls.
Calls that have received an engaged signal.
Yep.
Calls that have received an engaged signal, calls that haven't got through to the engaged, to that point of engaged and answered calls. Could I get a total, and then we'll go to the individual lines?
Senator, so I can report that as of 31 January 2017 for this financial year, we had 28 million approximately busy signals.
Sorry, 28
That's correct.
million. And that's year to date from July through to January?
That's correct till 31 January.
Okay, thank you. So that's missed.
That's busy signals.
Beg your pardon.
That's all right.
How many didn't get through to the busy?
An abandoned calls.
So what people are saying is sometimes they're not even getting a busy call.
What do they get then, Senator?
Just doesn't get through, just doesn't engage.
Don't they all get the busy signal?
No, there's some that don't even, they're saying they don't even get the business signal.
So what do they hear? I suppose I'm just trying to understand.
Nothing.
If
You
I-
hit the number.
I think experience, well, because I asked these questions yesterday, and I think most of us have, is that you get the...
Yeah, yeah.
You get the, I haven't heard of examples of people not getting the noise that says they can't get through. Well, I appreciate there's that.
Yeah.
Then there's the abandoned calls waiting in queue, but I haven't heard of substantial examples of... That would be a network issue, off the top of my head.
So
Mr. Jackson just alerted me to the fact that maybe that's when we have the multiple redial, and so we might just have to find out whether that might be the denial of...
Okay, if you could check that.
We'll check that, because this is evolving.
Yeah, that's my understanding, but we will take that on notice.
All right, so in that case, just to clarify then, the 29 million calls don't include those denied service attacks?
I don't know, Senator. I think we'll have to check. I suspect the 450,000 Mr. Sternberg just talked about maybe in that 28 million.
So could you clarify that? Because I understand the issue around the denial of service attack, but there are people that are hitting redial, in fact, probably using the apps because they're just so frustrated they can't get through. Okay, so I'd like clarification.
We'll clarify that, Senator.
That'd be good, thank you. And so you're saying if nothing's happening, it could be because the system is thinking that they're doing that. Could you clarify that?
We will check that.
Okay, thank
and
you.
Sometimes there are outages by our provider as well, and so we need to work that out.
If you could provide on notice further information. Abandoned calls?
Abandoned calls, and we're dealing with the Social Security and Welfare line here. Abandoned calls year to date is 4,118,686.
And sorry, I'm making sure that I'm being clear here. The overarching 28 million is for all lines?
They're for the social welfare.
All social welfare lines.
All social welfare lines.
So
okay.
would it be better to describe them maybe as Centrelink lines, Senator? Would that help you versus child support and Medicare?
Yes, that is perfect. So these are all the Centrelink lines.
That's correct, yes.
Thank you. Could you perhaps take on notice, because I'm aware I'm going to run out of time and we're going to run out of time, could you provide then for the same details on notice for the child support lines and the Medicare lines?
Yes.
That'd be appreciated. So abandoned calls on all the Centrelink calls were 4 million, the figure that you just...
Yeah, 4,118,686.
Do you have a list that you could table now that actually breaks that down into the individual lines?
It's got almost scroll over it, Senator, so unfortunately not, but we certainly can break it up on a per line basis for you.
Is it...
So you're looking for like families line, older Australians, job
Yes,
seekers?
we can do
Exactly,
that.
because we know there's different busy
categories.
times.
Yeah.
And what is the average? Okay.
I think we do have the average wait times for us.
Yep, the average speed of answer for...
Yeah, if that's the same as wait times.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Is, again, across the Centrelink lines, at the moment is 14 minutes and 10 seconds. Against the target of 16 minutes.
Against the targeted, okay. I would like the breakdown for each of these for the, against the,
Yes, we can do that.
okay, that'd be good. The wait time on the debt line,
So there are more than one debt line. So the debt line we've been talking about this morning, the 1-800, I understand is a few seconds. I'm just looking for someone who's got a more up-to-date, but the last time I looked it was about 5 to 10 seconds.
okay. And what are the other debt lines
Have you got that?
against?
No, sorry.
We don't seem to have that readily available, Senator, but we'll...
If you could provide that on
Yeah.
notice against the other debt lines, that'd be appreciated.